What is up, my friends? You are very welcome back, and as promised, I am here with another Anfield Agenda news update. We're going to be speaking about Ederson from Atalanta. I'm going to be giving you some quotes from Martin ZUBIMENDI about his decision-making process in the summer, and I'm going to ask, do you think that deal is dead in the water? We're going to be running through some more stats celebrating the great man Mohamed Salah as the records continue to shatter. We've got a few words from Arne Slot as well about what he was happy and unhappy with today, and Jamie Carragher's given us his take on what he thinks happens with Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah's contract. That and a lot more, including a little bit on Queevy and Kelleher and a possible destination for him, and what life after football, or at least after refereeing, might look like for David Coup. That and lots more to come over the next few minutes, but as always, we want to know your thoughts. So let us know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. But most importantly, if you look up to the top corner of the screen, you will see that we are closing in on 288,000 subscribers. We'd love your help to get towards 300,000. So if you can hit that subscribe button, that would be greatly appreciated as well. So look, I've loads to get through, so I'm not going to hang around. And let's start off with Ederson of Atalanta. You all know, at least regular viewers of the channel will know, of my admiration for him as a player. And he was always on my list quite high up it, even after Arne Slot came in. I can always understand how maybe Slot doesn't think he's the right profile, or others, journalists or other people in the media, may feel the same way. But for me, he's a name that I will always keep high up there because of his versatility, and I do think he would be a great addition. But it's not what I have to say about it today, it's what Fabrizio Romano has to say. And as much as I think he can be used, Romano I mean, to steer narratives one way or another, or, you know, can be, I guess, at the behest of agents, sometimes, you know, he does come up with some decent, interesting stuff, and he certainly has his finger on the pulse of all things transfer related. So, around Ederson, he said, Liverpool sent their scouts last season to follow Ederson from Atalanta, and they have kept following the player, which is really interesting because I don't know many options that we're looking at in midfield outside of ZUBIMENDI. We've spoken about Baleba and a few other possibilities, but there's not been much media speak about it. So to see that Ederson is still being tracked by Liverpool, at least according to Fabrizio Romano, it makes me happy because I'm a fan of the player. But I want to know what you guys think. Would you be happy if Liverpool did look towards Ederson? Or what other shouts have you got for a potential central midfielder? Because after the comment ZUBIMENDI made, which I will read out to you at the end of this video, I kind of have the feeling that deal might be dead in the water, although I may very well be wrong, but I'll get your thoughts on that in a while. So, while we're sticking with Romano, let's talk a little bit about Ryan Cherki. And he said Liverpool are interested in Cherki, no advanced negotiations, but they know the player well, are monitoring him, and are sending their scouts to see the progress of the player. There's been lots of reports in pretty much every major outlet in France saying that Liverpool are interested in Cherki. There's also reports to say Lyon would want a rather significant fee in January, but Liverpool also know, as do many other clubs, that Lyon are in a bit of a precarious financial position, that if they don't free up some money, could see them relegated down through the divisions there in France. So keep an eye on this one. I've always said to you, I don't know where maybe he fits into the group of players we have at the club already, or if we need somebody stylistically like him. But for the age profile, a potential bargain, you know, keep an eye on this situation and we'll see what happens throughout January. Right, here's a bit one that isn't Liverpool related, but it's just an interesting stat. So, the European lad on X has said Erling Haaland has completed less than 10 passes in 14 out of his last 16 games. That's astonishing. I mean, he has been ghosting a lot lately, but that stat blew my mind when I read it. But when we're talking about stats, let's move on to Mohamed Salah, a man who is delivering, and the stats and the records just keep falling. So Mohamed Salah is on course to win the Golden Boot and Playmaker Award in the same season for the second time. The only man who has achieved this once in football history was Lionel Messi. So, you know, if Mo can do that, wow, just absolutely incredible. And for a second time as well. Now, we've got more on Mohamed Salah, by the way, and he was asked after the game about his future, and he very quickly said, no, smiled and moved on. You know, he doesn't want to give anything away. He doesn't want to get in Jamie Carragher's bad books. Also, 33 goals and assists in all competitions in December. This isn't normal. Mohamed Salah has now become the first player in Premier League history to have at least 10 goals and 10 assists before Christmas. He's also now fourth on Liverpool's all-time goal-scoring charts, having gone past Billy Liddell with his second goal today. So the records just keep falling. And only one player in the history of the Premier League, as I mentioned, has done those 10 goals, 10 assists. That is Mohamed Salah. Also, he's now in the top 10 assisters in Premier League history. His 2 assists today puts him level on 80 with David Beckham. I mean, what else can this man achieve at the club? I mean, can he keep moving up the goal scoring charts? Who knows? But I want to find out. So, John, you know, we know where the money is, John, but we'd like some of that money, please, to go towards Mohamed Salah, and a little bit on that in a moment. So also Arne Slot today, and our friends at Anything Liverpool posted this quote. I always like to credit people for their work. Said, "Today was clear, we deserved to win. Very good performance for large parts of the game, except for the 15 to 20 minutes we thought we didn't have to run anymore." And I do like that Arne Slot isn't afraid to call out these lackadaisical moments or these times where the standards aren't what they should be. Look, it's normal for a team to maybe take the foot off the gas a little bit, but it can be nervy at time, and you don't want to be conceding 3 goals in a game where, you know, it finishes 6-3, and yes, we were miles better than Spurs, but I totally understand where the manager's coming from on that one. And again, I'd like to know your thoughts on Arne Slot calling out these little few minutes of lapsed concentration where he said we weren't running as enough as we knew we had to. So I'm with the manager on that one. Nothing wrong with setting high standards. So Jamie Carragher has again echoed what I, David Lynch and many others have said around the situation at Liverpool, and he said, "I'm pretty certain that Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah both stay at the club." And look, we're only a few days away from Christmas now, so let's see if the club do deliver a Christmas present or not. But I, again, feel very confident on those two. I've no idea what's happening with Trent Alexander-Arnold, by the way. Absolutely none. We've seen his value today again with a good display for me, an incredible cross for Luis Diaz's goal. But it does feel like he may move on. At least that's the vibe I'm getting from a lot of people in the media and a few journalists I've spoken to. But nothing as of yet has been decided. So we did mention a possible destination for Caoimhín Kelleher previously, and we spoke about Leeds United. Another name is coming to the mix, and it's one that's been tipped by Paul Robinson, the former Spurs keeper, who thinks, well, they could be an option for Caoimhín Kelleher. And look, if I'm Kelleher, I'd have to think very carefully about that one, because one, what would happen with Vicario? Are you going in there to be guaranteed the number 1? Because if not, you don't want to find yourself in the same position as he is at Liverpool. Maybe, although Vicario's no Alisson Becker, don't get me wrong. But it is an interesting one, and I'd like to know your thoughts on it. If you had a choice as a Liverpool fan to see Kelleher move on to Leeds, who look like they could well be getting promoted back up to the Prem, or to Spurs, what are you saying? Which one would you prefer? Now, I know many of you are going to be saying you don't want them to leave, but he will be leaving in the summer to move on for first team football, and he's gone 1 year left to go in his Liverpool contract then as well. So I do think we'll see him moved on. So I mentioned David Coup, and we're going to give you an indication of what life after refereeing may look like for David Coup. So the Daily Star have put out a story to say, former Premier League referee David Coup is plotting a new career as a £10,000 a time after dinner speaker. I'm very confused by this. Who would want to pay £10,000 to speak to a referee who's been very poor at his job, or to listen to a referee who has been disgraced and out of the industry? I don't understand it personally. I certainly wouldn't be putting my 10 grand down on the table to listen to him, but if he thinks he can get it, let's wait and see how he gets on. Right, ZUBIMENDI to finish up. I promised you I'd give you some quotes from Martin ZUBIMENDI, and this makes me feel like somebody was lying here. Either ZUBIMENDI's lying about the story, or Liverpool are lying about how close it was. But this is what he had to say about his proposed move to Liverpool and why he chose to stay at Sociedad. I looked at my personal progression, who I am, the club's project. I stayed because I knew this season would be important for me and the team, and I still had steps to take. It wasn't that hard of a decision. There were many reasons for my decision, but I was selfish and thought about what was best for me, and that was staying. So, if it wasn't that hard a decision, why were we being told then that he was on the verge of signing only for a last minute U-turn? So somebody's manipulating the media here. I don't know if it's ZUBIMENDI trying to curry favour and win back over the Sociedad fans, or if Liverpool are just, I don't know, somebody's lying here, and I want to know who you think it is. For what it's worth, I think it's ZUBIMENDI that's telling porkies, but let me know what you guys think. And after I'm saying this, I really don't want them to be given another opportunity to come to Liverpool. I know you might say to me, Craig, that's a bit over the top, but honestly, I just don't like hearing things like that, and if it was an easy decision for him, then, you know, best of luck, because I don't think he should be given another one if that is the case. So that's me. Now it's over to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like if you've enjoyed it. But most importantly, thank you all for your support. I'll be back tomorrow, 8:45, with another late night agenda. I'll also be recording with David Lynch tomorrow as well, so keep an eye out for that one coming. And there will be another news video tomorrow afternoon. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.